Hello students, this is Anil Kadle. I'll be handling signals and systems for this semester for you. Let us start with the slides. Obviously, this signals and systems is one of the core subject for you, core course for you with course code 17EE54. I am supposed to cover up around 50 hours of lectures and internal marks will be 40. The course objective and course outcome will be so as to discuss different kind of signals and systems, uh, what are the different kind of operations that we are performing on basic signals and properties of systems, and different kind of Fourier transformation representation of continuous time and discrete time signals we need to study. And at the end, one module is dedicated for Z transformations. This is the course objective which we are supposed to achieve. And question paper pattern will be 10 questions, and this is what is the pattern. And textbook for you for signals and system is Simon Hyken, Barry Van Veen, Willy second edition. A lot of books are available. Similarly, digital editions are also available for you to study. Another very important reference book which are there, Govind Sharma or Nagur Kenny, all these you can refer. Let us start with the syllabus. First, what is signal? Signal definition. Okay. Signal is a function of one or more independent variable that convey information on the nature of physical phenomena. That's what is the definition of a signal. What is a signal? Signal is a quantity which convey you information. Try to understand that. Signal means it is one which gives you information. Signal means it gives information. Obviously, you can just assume that a traffic police person is standing at the center of the traffic and he is just conveying what? Information, so that traffic can move or stop. You can assume in that way the signal. Signal means a function which convey information. Examples of signals are like speech, video, current, voltage, pressure, velocity. All these are signals. One should understand that they are function of one or more independent quantities. What is the meaning of this? Say if you take voltage or current, they are the function of time. Similarly, if you can take the example of a traffic person, he is waving his hand in space. It is function of space. Similarly, speech. All these are functions of one or more independent variables. Independent variables are generally time and space. Most of the cases, the signal depends upon time. Try to understand the outcome of this first slide is signal is a function of one or more independent variables that convey information. Signal is one which convey information. Let us understand what is a system. A system is an entity which manipulates one or more input signal to accomplish a function, thereby yielding one or more output signal. Very simple. System is one which accepts inputs, operates on those inputs, and provide the output, which is also a signal. But the system accomplishes or performs so that a task can be done. Hence, you can see the block diagram. It accepts inputs, it performs a function f of x, and provides the output signal y. Hence, one can assume that system is one which accepts inputs and accomplishes a function or task and thereby yielding output signals. Okay, examples of system are communication system, control system, sound system. All these are simple examples of systems. I shall elaborate with examples now. We will consider communication system. What is a communication system? See, communication system means we are talking on a mobile. When you are talking on a mobile, that signal has to reach the other end, isn't it? Obviously, the message which you are speaking need to be transmitted. That needs transmitter, and transmitted signal need to move through a channel. For example, it may be, say, mobile channel. Okay, mobile tower. From one mobile tower to another mobile tower, the speed signal need to be transmit. Okay, that needs transmitting channel. Okay, at the other end where you are having mobile, from that mobile tower the signal reaches the other mobile. There the receiver will convert that into speech, and then that information is given. Hence you can see that communication system is having so many components in between. Let us consider a control signal. What is a closed loop control signal? We are calling it. Okay, closed loop control signal consisting of a controller and plant. What we are doing is we are trying to control the output of the plant. For example, you want a motor to run at, say, a particular speed, okay, which you have kept. What happens is the motor under loaded condition drop down with its speed, the output will reduce. That is sensed by the feedback signal or feedback sensor. Hence, when it goes down from the reference value, an error is created, and that error goes to the controller, and control operates in such a way that it changes the voltage or firing angle or something, so that the motor can come back to the set speed or reference speed. Hence, in this way the control system works. Like this, we are having systems which accepts inputs and operates on the inputs and provide us the output. Okay, that's what is the explanation for systems. Let us see what are the classifications of signals. See, broadly there are 5 classifications which are on the slide here: continuous time and discrete time signal, even and odd signal, periodic and aperiodic signal, deterministic and random signal, power and energy signal. These are the 5 classifications of signals. This is a very important concept. We should understand types of or classifications of signal. First, continuous time and discrete time signal. A signal x of t is a continuous time signal if it is a continuous function of time. There is no gap between the signal over the time. You can see from graphical representation, figure 1.1a, if you see, it is very clear that the signal is continuous. It's not at all dotted. At every instant of the time, the signal is defined, isn't it? Hence you can see that the function x of t or the signal x of t is a continuous function of time. Hence, it's a continuous signal. If you can refer out the second figure B, if signal is defined at discrete interval of time, then that signal is discrete signal. You can see from the figure B that signal is defined at 0 instant, and next it is defined at instant 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. Okay, there is no signal defined in between 0 and 1 or 1 or 2. No such kind of signals which comes. Generally, the time instant is referred as a complete number, okay, or sequence, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or else 0, 2, 4, 6, like this. Not like 0.1, 0.2, 0.3. No such instance. It should be a complete number. Hence, discrete signal is one which is defined at discrete interval of time. You can take these two figures as reference for you to explain the concept. Even and odd signal. See, even signal is one which follows the mathematical formulation x of minus t is equal to x of t, or else x of minus n is equal to x of n. What is x of t? X of t is continuous time signal. X of n is a discrete time signal. We have already covered up it in the previous slide that x of n is a discrete signal. N is an integer here. What is an even and odd signal? See, if it follows mathematically x of minus t, that means negative side of the signal must be equal to positive side of the signal. Negative side of the signal must be equal to positive side of the signal. From the figure here, even signals I have denoted. You can see x of t or x of n. There, C for the positive side, a triangular shape is there. Similarly, at the negative side also a triangular shape is there. Both are same, isn't it? It is like a mirror reflection where you can see positive side is reflected in the negative side. Hence x of minus t is equal to x of t. This is the fundamental characteristic of even signal. Let us consider odd signal. Odd signal means what? X of minus t is equal to minus x of t. The meaning is, if there is a positive side, one type of signal, in the negative side, that signal is reflected in the negative manner. You can see from odd signals which is shown on the slide. Positive side there is a triangle, but in the negative side that triangle is reflected reversely, isn't it? Hence, these kind of signals which follow x of minus t is equal to minus x of t are referred as odd signals. Third kind of signals are periodic and aperiodic signals. See, periodic signals are those which repeat themselves with some periodicity. A continuous time signal is said to be periodic with periodicity t if it satisfies x of t plus t is equal to x of t for all values of t. A discrete time signal x of n is said to be periodic with periodicity n if it is satisfying x of n plus n is equal to x of n, where that big N whatever is there, that is referred as periodicity. See here examples of periodic signal. First is continuous time periodic signal. Second is discrete periodic signal. You can see that the signal is repeating itself. The first and second case also the signal is repeating itself. This is a periodic signal. Obviously, a periodic signal, they don't follow the mathematical formula that x of t plus t is equal to x of t, or for in a periodic signal x of t plus t is not equal to x of t. You can see that the signal here is in figure A, continuous time signal. It is present only for some time. It is not repeating itself, isn't it? Hence these are aperiodic signals. Deterministic signal and random signals. See, deterministic signals are those whose values are known at any instant of time. They are known. For example, sine wave. What is the magnitude? We are knowing. Or else another, in a chemical process, we will be knowing what is the temperature at any instant. Random signal are those whose values cannot be determined at a given instant of time. Their value cannot be determined. Say EEG signal or lightning signal, thundering signal, all these signals cannot be determined at what time, what magnitude is present. Okay, or instant of occurring, I can say, in the case of lightning. These are random signals. We cannot model the random signals. We need some statistical methods to model these signals, whereas deterministic signals we can give their models. That's what is deterministic signal and random signal. Deterministic signal we know the values. Random signal we don't know the values at any given instant. Power and energy signal, one of the very important concept where problems are asked on power and energy signal. Let us explore what are these power signals. See, power signal, first you know that we will consider a voltage V of t and current across a resistance R with a current of I of t. Obviously you know that power is I square t into R, isn't it? I square t into R. Or if we consider a unit resistance, obviously the power becomes equal to I square t. Power is directly proportional to square of the signal. Power is directly proportional to square of the signal. Average power which is existing can be taken as integration from minus t by 2 to t by 2 I square t dt. Okay, 1 by t. That is because of the average power. This formula we are using so as to find the power in any signal, isn't it? Importantly, you should note that power of any signal, general signal x of t, can be given by, it is equal to 1 over t minus t by 2 to t by 2 x of t whole square dt. Similarly, energy can be given by integration over minus infinity to plus infinity x of t whole square dt. The meaning here is you can see that while you are finding out the power, 1 by t comes into picture and it is integrated over one period, whereas when you are finding energy, the integration must be from minus infinity to plus infinity, but both are proportional to square of the signal. With the same understanding, the power and energy can be given by the formulations which are noted there. You will solve some of the examples in this power and energy. At that time, these formulas becomes clear to you. Some of the important points that we should remember in case of power and energy signal are, a signal is said to be energy signal if and only if it is having finite amount of energy. That means the energy which is energy content which is there with a signal must be finite. Okay, then only we can say that it's an energy signal. At the same time, the average power which is existing with the signal must be zero. P must be zero and energy must be finite. Then we call that signal is a energy signal. Suppose we call a signal as a power signal. In that case, what happens is the average power which is existing with a signal must be finite and the energy is infinite. The energy in that signal is infinite. Okay. The signal which neither follow these two property are called as neither energy signal nor power signal. Generally, a periodic signal is power signal. An aperiodic signal is considered as energy signal. One should note that periodic signals are power signals, aperiodic signals are energy signals. Okay. Hence, I have covered up till this 5 different kind of signals. Okay. We shall see some quizzes on this. I shall continue in this manner. If any doubts are there, you message on our group so that I can clear them. Okay. Thank you.